Mental toughness is a lot different than motivation. In 13th century Constantinople, there was a great warrior called Ertugrul Ghazi. He proceeded calculatedly and tirelessly to obtain power over other tribes, cities, and empires in order to bring justice, be it through peace talks or through battle strategies. And through his struggles and efforts and bravery, his vision and well passed on lineage, his son was the founder and the first emperor of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire that became one of the largest and greatest empires of the world. When Ertugrul Ghazi would be confronted with the question if he ever stopped to rest in his pursuit for expansive control, his answer always remained the same. We shall rest when we die. You must look at yourself like that. You must be restless and relentless in your mission. And your mission is not just to level up, but your mission is to become exemplary. Fix your goal and fixate over it. Work on yourself with discipline through mental toughness. Don't wait till you're motivated, because that is linked to emotions. War has no space for emotions. Logic will keep you grounded. Morals will keep you vigilant, and discipline will fuel your every goal. Motivation requires yourself to talk to yourself. Motivation requires yourself to push yourself. Mental toughness requires yourself to attack yourself. You've chosen the hard road. You want to stick to the hard road. You will need discipline, and discipline is only built when moving out of your comfort zone. Discipline is not trying something new, but rather sticking to something new till it becomes innate. Choose the harder choice. That will bring you discipline. Schedule your tasks and stick with it. That is discipline. Be realistic when making your weekly plan, but keep increasing the pressure a notch every single week. Pick the harder option. Pick what you hate doing, but not what you hate is always good for you or bad for you. So let's run through some examples you can connect to, okay? You hate going to the gym, but it's good for you, so you should start. You hate waking up early, but it's good for you, so you should start. On the other hand, you hate drinking alcohol. Good. You don't even need to think about this then. You're not a believer in one-night stands. You feel you need to have at least minimal emotional relevance before you go ahead. Good. Then you don't even need to think about this. You've already chosen the harder, wiser path. The more courageous and brave you make yourself today, the more courageous and brave you will be in the future. However, it will be hard. You will get weak sometimes. You will fail in your promises you make to yourself. People don't just stumble when they're going downhill. Many a times you stumble when you're going uphill as well. So know this. Don't give up. And even when you can't go on anymore, take a rest. There will be days when you just cannot. You just cannot find the discipline or motivation. Weakness and sadness is anchoring you down. That's okay. Take a rest. Your body is telling you that it's running out of battery. Remember that using discipline consumes a lot more energy than using emotions, which pretty much requires no effort. When you realize that it doesn't matter whether you have sadness or happiness or joy or love or hate in your life at the moment, these are all power sources. Just think of it this way, that you are a handyman with a tool belt. Your tools are logic, emotions, discipline, willpower, and reflection. Okay? Reflection is your measuring tape. Logic is your chainsaw. Discipline is your hammer. Emotions is your sandpaper. And you, the handyman, are the willpower. Everything starts on your call. Everything happens under your instructions. It does not matter what the task ahead. You have been given your tools, so start carving away and don't stop. There's no clock, nor any bandages, nor any beers on your tool belt. There's no timeouts here, just switching of tools. So get to work and finish the task of sculpting the statue of yourself. Whatever you want to do or become, there will always be a minimum of two choices. Whether to take the first step or to wait till a better date. Let me tell you that that better date is now. And if you don't take that step, you'll keep staying here in the deciding stage. And the longer you are here, the more obvious it is that you are failing. You are failing against yourself. Yes, being successful is hard, but let me tell you, being a failure is hard too. You cannot avoid the struggles of both, but you can choose where to struggle, which then derives if you are headed for success or circling around the failure roundabout. The thing is that everyone who is born wants greatness. Everyone who is born wants recognition. No one who is born admits that they want failure. They will never admit it. But their actions say it loud and clear that they have given up. They have failed. But you don't give up. Be resilient. What I'm going to say next is hard, but it's powerful. You need to feel it in your bones, okay? Because you aren't talking about just leveling up, right? You are talking about becoming that exemplary example. If in 3 years from now, you are the person who walks into the room and your old crew turn around and whisper to each other, "Oh man, that guy's really leveled up," then you have failed. Because 3 years from now, you should not know your old crew anymore. If they want to see you, it won't be as simple as it was in the past. Now picture this. Focus and picture yourself saying this to an old friend you meet 3 years from today, and they have a lot to tell you about how you are a sellout or just proud or ignorant for blocking them off. Now picture yourself saying this: "I'm sorry, but this isn't my ego. It's not that I can't keep walking alongside you anymore. The reality is I can't even continue walking alongside my old self anymore. But if you want to walk alongside me, I have space for that." And then wait for their reaction. But know this, that you can only say this once you've earned it, or karma will make you eat your words. See, the thing is, when you meet an old acquaintance or relative, they begin to talk to you and relate to you like they used to. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe they constantly treat you like a child and always telling you what to do and what not to do. In their head, that's the way they see you. In all this, pause and ask yourself, I don't feel like that guy anymore. Why are they talking to me like this? You need to feel this from within, and it should offend you. And so it starts. If you aren't comfortable with others' habits or ways of doing things, if you realize that your old ways were toxic, if your new path won't allow you to lower your value, then state it. And this is where the change begins, because you are confirming it to everyone. And so whether you fail or you succeed, you will be accountable for your comments, so go ahead and say it. If you feel things with you are changing and you don't want to be exposed to old ways, then let others understand that that was 5 years ago or 1 year ago. Be bold and humble in admitting, I don't talk about this stuff anymore. I'm not into this stuff anymore. I don't care about this stuff anymore. I'm into new things now. I'm into different things now. Say it. Admit it. People will find it hard to digest at first, but it's the fastest way to weed out the negatives that are hanging around in your life. The ones that are possibly good for you will genuinely be inquisitive about your new take on things. Discussing it with them is an option and a choice that is entirely yours. Don't waste time with people who are still very far from waking up. The ones that assume you are the same person. You are the same way that they once knew you. And so for them to see you in any other way or in any different light is not going to happen. That's fine. That's their opinion, and it should not upset you the slightest. In fact, if it upsets you, then you haven't truly fully understood the process of change. And that's why when you are really serious about change, about expanding yourself entirely and completely, then you need to deliberately choose the hard road every time on every decision. And all this starts with the simple affirmation you make to yourself every single day, every single morning, every single evening, and every single night, that you are not the same person anymore. Recognize that your old self cannot serve you beyond this point, and so now is the moment you start putting your rules and regulations for yourself. And the first rule would be, choose the hard road every time. I keep repeating this because that's where the power is. And I'll say it again. Suffering is not optional. It will happen all the time. How you go about suffering is entirely your decision. Make it logical and not emotional. So, to break today's session down, number 1, make the hard choice that serves your path, but don't be hard on yourself. Be disciplined with yourself. Take care and love yourself. And with willpower and with vision of becoming a legend in your demographics. Number 2, be bold in letting people know politely that you don't indulge in conversation or acts which they want you to involve yourself in. And number 3, don't be afraid to lose friends and be alone. That is where the power is. Be safe, be positive, and keep taking steps in the right direction.